But it's true. Recent peer-reviewed literature demonstrated that—
Did you see it? It's okay. I didn't see it at first either. For 30+ years, we're gonna watch it together again.
But it's true. Recent peer-reviewed literature demonstrated that—
Right there. You see that? That is not just any smile. There is a psychological term for it, and it is called duper's delight. And this is an extremely common, creepy smile that is fairly common with progressive leftists. Duping delight is a facial tell that occurs when a person takes pleasure in deceiving others. It is called the guilty grin. This mother effer made it famous. Specifically, duping delight occurs when someone is lying or manipulating others and feels a sense of power or control over the situation. Does this not sound super familiar to you? I mean, come on. Welcome back to another LGBT psychological deep dive with me, your favorite non-leftist lesbian. If you are new to this channel, subscribe because we are diving deep into this horrendous behavior with the crazies. When someone takes pleasure in deceiving others. Now that we know exactly what this is, what and who are the types of people that tend to display this behavior? Psychology Today and many other sources say that this is a typical behavior of narcissistic personality disorder. Those who are antisocial and also, of course, sociopaths. I can think of a ton of these types of people, can't you? Okay, really pay attention, okay? Notice their eyes and how their eyes are not smiling along with their lips.
The urge to cut all of your hair off, but also grow it out as long as you can. Which will I do?
This is from a psychology article. If you've ever wondered how to tell whether someone's smile is sincere or fake, your best clue is to check the eyes. When the emotion is real, the eye muscles respond just as the lip muscles do. Both the lips and the eyes smile. When there is a forced smile, there's little or no change in the eyes. Listen to this TED Talk, it's really interesting.
We think warmth and smiles convey honesty, sincerity, but a trained lie spotter can spot a fake smile a mile away. Can you all spot the fake smile here? You can consciously contract the muscles in your cheeks, but the real smile's in the eyes. The crow's feet of the eyes, they cannot be consciously contracted.
All that matters is if I say I'm a woman, I'm a woman. And I don't think you're gonna come tell me different. Have the day you deserve. And I mean that with no respect.
Here it is again. A smile that is forced and not out of genuine love and excitement. No, it is a smile of loving the control and power over the situation. Here's another one.
So I just moved to the suburbs from San Francisco. Everything looks a little bit pale orange because California's on fire. So that's that. But what really makes me feel unsafe here is the vast amount of American flags I see.
I'm really feeling unsafe with that duper smile of yours. I'm not gonna lie. You son of a... Oh my god, I swear these types of people make me feel worse each day and give me the nervous shits. I wish I was kidding. I'm not kidding. But what can make us feel better is today's sponsor, Colon Broom. Colon Broom is a high fiber dietary supplement that helps your body in a number of ways. They use high quality ingredients to support your gut and microbiome health. The fiber in here helps solidify your poops, very much unlike the woke types' arguments. Psyllium husk, which is the main ingredient, is scientifically proven to help with intestinal problems, diarrhea, constipation. If you're worried about bloating like I am and you're not trying to be a fat positivity influencer, Colon Broom also helps with weight loss. A single scoop of this in your water each day does everything, does wonders. You can get up to 65% off a 6-month supply. If you use the code SCARCELLA, you get an extra 10% off. Click the link in the description below if you support good poops and not bullshit, because we're about to watch more of it.
Let's say I, as a trans man, as a transsexual, am dating a woman. That woman is straight or bisexual. Could be bisexual, I don't care. But that woman would be straight because she's dating a man.
Literally the entire video, that person has that smile tattooed onto their face. Once you see it, you cannot unsee it with these types. And it is everywhere.
Well, yeah, looks don't equal gender. I look like a guy. Don't necessarily sound like a guy, but I look like a guy. And that's because I've taken testosterone to look like a guy. That was a personal decision that I made because I wanted to look a specific way. However, I was still a guy before I took testosterone. I was still a guy regardless of how I looked.
Here it is again!
So when I was dating a woman previously, she was in a heterosexual relationship because she was dating a guy. Regardless of how I looked at the time, she was dating a guy, so we were in a heterosexual relationship.
It is there, literally the entire video. Why would enjoyment smiles at all differ from other smiles? Now this is interesting, listen to this. The differences between enjoyment and other smiles originate in functional neuroanatomy. It appears that there are two distinct neural pathways that mediate facial expressions. One pathway is for voluntary, willful facial actions, and a second for involuntary emotional facial actions. The voluntary facial movements originate in the brain's cortical motor strip and arrive at the face via pyramidal motor system. Involuntary facial movements, like those involved in an actual emotional expression, mainly arise from the subcortical nuclei and arrive at the face via extra pyramidal motor system. So not only is it visibly noticeable if you pay attention, it actually arrives to your face through a different system in your brain. Now, in saying all this, of course, this Duper's Delight smile isn't just performed by queer people, by queer activists, by annoying woke people. No, this psychology transcends gender and sexuality and even race. We see this across the board with people simply enjoying having power over others. Think of it more as a, well, what are you gonna do about it kind of a face.
White niceness as a tool of white supremacy. Did you know that most white people have mastered the art of niceness? It's 100% fake, phony, and disingenuous. Let me explain. It's a conditional niceness based on how well you perform for, coddle, and pander to whiteness, white supremacy, and white people. Basically, as long as you don't make them feel uncomfortable, don't mention white supremacy culture, don't challenge them in any way, call them out on harmful behavior, or talk about racism, they'll perform this fake niceness for you.
Again, it's almost the entire video with this black woman. It's the, well, what are you gonna do about it kind of face. It's a bit more obvious in some spots, this spot specifically. I mean, she's kind of right at this point. What are we gonna do with her claims? If we say anything against her, we're gonna be called racist.
And making false accusations against you, to name a few, will be thrown at you almost immediately.
Now, do you see that? More body language time. Remember we saw and commented on this specific head tilt in another video? It is indeed body language for, I got you, you're in my control. Think about this. Imagine back when you were a kid and your older or younger sibling or cousin or whatever friend got you in trouble and they kind of just stood in the background kind of like, they did that head tilt thing like, yeah, yeah, I got you. That's the same body language. I found an amazing TED Talk that speaks specifically about how to identify liars. I want you to watch this quick clip.
Freud had it right. Freud said, look, there's much more to it than speech. No mortal can keep a secret. If his lips are silent, he chatters with his fingertips, and we all do it, no matter how powerful you are. Because we think liars fidget all the time. Well, guess what? They're known to freeze their upper bodies when they're lying. We think liars won't look in the eyes. Well, guess what? They look you in the eyes a little too much just to compensate for that myth. We think warmth and smiles convey honesty, sincerity, but a trained lie spotter can spot a fake smile a mile away. Can you all spot the fake smile here?
And remember how we've also talked about the crazy eyes in these types of people? This is what we were talking about.
What makes you assume that I want to be mistaken as a woman? Or as a man? What makes you assume that I am either?
Now, in saying all of this, it doesn't mean that every single time somebody does something like this, they're a narcissist or they're a sociopath. Like, everybody does this at one point. Everybody lies. Everybody does something like this, similar to this at one point in their lives. But when you start to see a pattern and you start to see it every single time or more often than not, that's a red flag. Again, body language. Look at this person's head shaking no while they're calling gay men transphobic.
Gay men, extremely transphobic. So transphobic. All this transphobic shit, like for why? Do you not know what the T in LGBT stands for? Like, okay, if you have like a general preference or whatever and just don't want to date a trans dude, okay, you're ugly. I don't want you.
Literally the entire video, they keep subconsciously shaking their head no. They know the truth. This next person does the head shake and Duper's Delight the entire video.
Okay, so this is gonna get a lot of people mad, but the harsh reality is that trans women are actually biologically women. I know it's like super shocking, but the most important sex determining organ in your body is actually your brain. And there's a lot of research to show that trans women have brains that are very much in alignment with our gender identity. I know, shocker. So anybody that runs around and tries to tell you, oh, sex and gender, it's so different. The truth is, it's a lot more complicated than that, and anybody who tries to call trans women biological males are coping and seething.
And they are also doing the upper lip content thing. This is what we're talking about.
Anger, you've got two people on an even playing field. It's still somewhat of a healthy relationship, but when anger turns to contempt, you've been dismissed. It's associated with moral superiority, and for that reason, it's very, very hard to recover from. Here's what it looks like. It's marked by one lip corner pulled up and in. It's the only asymmetrical expression, and in the presence of contempt, whether or not deception follows, and it doesn't always follow.
Now, in making this video, this is not to say that I am a psychologist, that I have diagnosed any of these people with mental illnesses or disorders or personality disorders. It is just to say that, listen, when I see some pattern, when I see some crazy shit going on, I see patterns, I'm going to call it out if it's a red flag. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe because I post new videos every single Sunday. And other than that, I will see you guys back here on Sunday with a brand new video. And if you want to see more behind the scenes footage videos that I've never posted to this channel, you can go and follow me on Locals, ariel.locals.com. Other than that, I'll see you guys on Sunday. Bye! Keep calling out the bullshit.